She went so she went past hell.
I guess this.
She
What?
went past stages. You're home now.
Shit is that?
I've been talking to my damn self. 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 I've been talking to my. I've been talking to my damn self. I've been talking to my. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mentally, they're just gonna be broken. I'm a little bit broken, but I'm not fully broken. You're in the land of misfit toys. They're not gonna arrive on the scene like fresh-faced, and what's that expression? Bushy-eyed, fresh-faced. Yeah, nobody's that. I'm not that either. So if any guy's expecting that when they meet me, they're in for like a rude awakening.
Let's talk about it. That's why shout out to my diehard watchers. Cause even when my audio ain't working, y'all stick in there. Y'all must really fuck with me. Even when my audio's not working, y'all still hang in there. Listen, man. I, it's just not gonna be worth it. It's just not gonna be worth it for the man. I mean, I get it. Dating in your I mean, even dating in your 30s, neither party is showing up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You see, let's just stick to 50s. Men are over it. Men are, and I don't know, women are too. But see, here's the difference. The reason why a 52-year-old woman is single on the dating market, never widowed, and the reason why a 52-year-old man is single on the dating market, never widowed. Is it even called a widow? Widower? What is a male widow? I think I'm using the wrong word. See. What is a male widow called? So yeah, chances are the reason why a 52-year-old man is single on the dating market at 52 is because one, he never could pull bitches like that, or two, he didn't had a woman divorce him once or twice already. Just it's just different, man. A 50-year-old woman who's single, there's a higher chance she's single at 52 because she's a piece of shit. Now I'm not saying certain 50-plus-year-old men aren't on the dating market because they're pieces of shit. But I think it's a higher percentage of piece of shit women single over 50 than men.
But I try really hard. I would say like keep your expectations like super low, and then you could be pleasantly surprised when you get a good one. When you get someone who seems somewhat emotionally healthy, somewhat physically healthy, like just keep going with that if they seem good. Enter it with no expectations. Don't go into it with any expectations, and then you won't be horrified by what awaits you. And I do know a good number of people who've gotten divorced and then found someone else and are quite happy now. So it's possible. But I think they had to lower their expectations. I really do. I'm not saying that they got together with someone horrible. Like, again, your standards might have been up here. You got to bring them down. Down, 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 down. being happy with like someone you can tolerate. I don't know.
Damn, like, just stop dating. It's not meant for you to be happy. You're not gonna be happy. You're a 50-plus-year-old woman still making TikToks about your personal life. Happiness isn't on the cards at this point. Just somebody you can get along good enough with to help wipe your ass in 30 years. It's not about sparks anymore at 50. It's not about chemistry, none of that bullshit. The fairy tale is over, and you shouldn't even believe in it anymore at 50. A nice man you can get along with. That's it. That's it. I mean, I guess essentially that's what she's saying. Somebody you can tolerate. She's clearly a man hater. You can just tell. You can smell the misandry on these hoes.
You can tolerate. I don't know. I'm just saying, lower your expectations.
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Oh, wow. A grand elder, multi-decade post-war queen re-entered the dating market in her 50s, thinking that things were going to be grand, like the grass is going to be green on the other side. Oh, boy, yeah! And then she realized, oh, no, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Have I ever heard that one before? Rise up, and then you're in panic mode, because now you got to go out and find a new retirement plan. Oh, well, Granny's gone wild. Moving on.
Let's have a chat about dating in your 50s. I feel like there are two types of people. There are the people who date because they love to go out, because they're super social, because they may just enjoy going out for nice meals, maybe for but and then there are the people who date with intention. I fall into the second category. I don't love going out. I'm a homebody. I also don't connect with a lot of people on that level. And unless I feel that you're someone that could be additive to my life, that could add value.
Here we go. Unless you can make my life easier or quote unquote add value. Look, listen to me. Listen to me. You're a fucking cunt who doesn't respect men and you don't understand men. Any woman with common sense know a halfway decent man is going to bring some value to your life. Period. Just by nature. By nature, 80% of men who you get in a relationship with are going to bring some type of value to your life. If you don't understand that by 50, just leave men alone. I always say bare minimum. Start that again. I always say bare minimum is enough to make a relationship work. Now look, at 50, you damn sure getting bare minimum. You're not getting James Bond coming in to pay all your bills. And let's be real, that's probably what she means when she say, well, if you can't make my life easier, what's the point of this? So you want a motherfucker to come in and pay your 50-year-old bills. Look, you're just speculating, but I don't think 50-year-old men with their shit together is looking to come pay a 50-year-old woman's bills. If a 50-year-old man who make 250K or up are looking to pay bills, they're gonna pay a 25 or 30-year-old's bills. Point blank period. Like if he's gonna be trick daddy, he's gonna be trick daddy for a 25 or 30-year-old, not a 50-year-old. So I would be curious to know, what way do you want a man to come in and make your life better at 50?
One that could be additive to my life, that could add value to my life, take things to an entirely different level.
No, that's not what men are for. Let me come into her life and elevate every aspect of her life and take it to a new level. She was going on 2 trips a year. She about to go on 4 now. She lived in a 2-bedroom house. I'm upgrading her to a 4. She drove a Toyota. Getting the Benz now. That's not the mentality men have. It's just not. And does that sound like love to y'all and genuine connection?
Just a piece of fucking space, dude. She might be good to come down her throat, something like that, and after that, she's fucking in the dating market. She's done.
Add value to my life, take things to an entirely different level, I'm probably not going to go on that date. And neither way is right or wrong. It's just who I am. So then you have the friends that want to set you up with people, and I feel like people aren't discerning when they set you up with their friends for the most part. I'm like, would you date that person? No, probably not.
Here's my thing. Like, I love when women come on here and talk like I'm only gonna date. Essentially, they're saying I'm only gonna date Mr. 1%. All right, fine. Look, I'm sure you like that you can trigger people in the comment section and they can boost your algorithm or whatever. But trust me, baby, and this goes for every woman I go over. I have no problem with you only dating tall, handsome, rich men. No problem with it. Well, why you ain't get them by now though? That's the question that I'm gonna keep asking you hoes. You in the right for only wanting to date a 1%er. All women should have that mentality. But here's my question: after 3, 4, 5, 10 years on the dating market, why this motherfucker ain't lock you down yet? You on the internet, you everywhere, you on dating sites. These motherfuckers coming by you. The top 1%ers are swiping by on TikTok. Well, probably not a lot of them. They probably not on TikTok, but you know what I mean. They swiping by on dating apps. They seeing you at Whole Foods. These men are seeing you. If that's your world, you're such a high class bitch who deserve a 1%er. You should be in those circles. And not only should you be in those circles, one of them motherfuckers should have locked you down by now. You've been on the dating market for over 30 years. Still on the internet talking about I only fuck with 1%er. Why you ain't married to a 1%er if you're so fucking great? Why aren't you attracting 1%ers if that's what you belong with? That's what they won't answer. Why won't they answer that? Look, we're not mad. Women who qualify, let's just say top 10%ers. Women who qualify for top 10% men aren't still on the internet talking about I only fuck with top 10% men but single on TikTok. Do you do it like 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 motherfuckers who acquired skills that warrant 100K salaries, not on the internet at 50 talking about I only take jobs that pay 100K. Meanwhile, never had a job that paid 100K. But he 52 years old on internet talking about I only take jobs that pay 100K. Well, nigga, have you ever had a job that made 50K? No. But I'm just letting everybody know I only take jobs that pay 100K.
Would you date that person? No, probably not. And the apps, I've had a really experience with apps. Haven't been on one in probably maybe 12 years. I actually had someone stalk me. That's a whole nother story. Long distance I'll do. My last 2 relationships have been long distance, and that
Just being 40 plus still getting into long distance relationships. Long distance relationships aren't even real. That's for fucking college students and shit.
Grow the fuck up. Grow up.
relationships have been long distance, and that worked really well for me, especially when my son was still living at home because I could separate the two.
No, it didn't work really well for you. Because if long distance relationships worked out really well, and you said your past two were long distance and they worked out really well, you would still be in one of those relationships, hun. Look, I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't talk like this in front of this bitch because she would swing on me. These animals are dangerous. I don't got the balls to say it to her face because I don't want to get swung on by this nutty broad.
Especially when my son was still living at home because I could separate the two. But now I'm really open to finding true love, this next chapter.
Not about true love. You just said it's about a man upgrading your life. That don't got shit to do with true love. True love ain't for you at this point. You 50. You done been on dating apps and some more shit. You've been failing for over 3 decades on the dating market. Look, maybe a relationship with a man just ain't for you.
Finding true love, this next chapter, and how do we go about it?
Are you
I
retarded?
generally date older. I'm 50, but I would say at this point, anyone 50 to 65. I've dated that much older, so I'm not sure I want to be a caregiver when I'm 70, but it works for me. I like someone who's worldly and cultured and well-traveled.
No, baby. Your face card declines with handsome men who are cultured and well traveled. Basically, I want a motherfucker with money. That's the basic bitch dingbat dog whistle. Ambition and cultured and travel. Yes, we get it, bitch. You want somebody who make money. They don't give a fuck about culture and travel. They try to project like they have character and personality and morals and values in their culture. They're not fucking culture. They just want a motherfucker to spend money on them. That sounds cute though. That sounds sophisticated and classy, doesn't it? Like she actually has a personality. Mm. Ma'am, I mean, yeah, you're like a 3 or 4. I don't think you're hideous, but look, yeah, baby, you ain't fine enough for no money, respectfully. It's not to diss women, but you don't look good enough for this guy. Personality's not good enough, your looks aren't good enough, your mental health isn't good enough. You just don't qualify, ma'am. So just stay single. Go back to your doctor and have them up your head meds. Look, I don't wish misery on these women for the rest of their lives. I genuinely don't. I hope she can find some peace, solace, and happiness being alone.
This is just some nigga talking shit. This is just some nigga talking shit. And everybody's caught up in all that shit.
Health-wise, physically, who cares? I live in Miami. Men tend to be super metrosexual here. I don't need
Oh, you don't got nothing coming, baby. You live in Miami. Oh, you don't got nothing fucking coming. I thought she was in fucking I don't know, man, Nebraska or something. I don't fucking know. You have nothing coming in Miami. Absolutely fucking nothing. It's over, 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 over. I mean, yeah, Lauren, and I gave her a 3 or 4 anywhere else, but in Miami, she's a -5. It's over. And it's just unfortunate, man, because it's just a waste of woman. She's a waste of woman. She could have been she could have been a wholesome wife to a decent man. You know what I mean? Enjoying their older years. This is sick. So yeah, if y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking for a $15 live stream goal. Nothing has been met. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs all at the top of the chat. Or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Let's get the donations up. Oh shit, I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing something else on here. Ah shit, I was supposed to be recording the content for me to edit a video for the new channel. So let's do this. If I even can do it. Not even record. There we go. All right. Go put the clothes in the dryer. I'll be right back.
I live in Miami. Men tend to be super metrosexual here. I don't need that per se, but someone who does care about their physical appearance, looking good, presenting themselves well, keeping their body in shape. I think it's just a matter of self-respect. And I accept that at this stage of life, that person most likely has children, if not grandchildren. That's cool. I have no issue with that. I was a single mom and, I've been there. I get it. But all in all, I think I'm looking, may sound cliche, but looking to spend my life with my best friend, someone who always has my back, someone where I feel safe and seen and heard. So, is it you?
Oh, the world owes me a living.
All right, this granny started off saying that there are 2 types of people in dating. Now, when she says 2 types of people in dating, this gorilla is going to assume she's talking about women here, because when it comes to men, it's a different list. But her 2 points are, number 1, because they love to go out, as in going to new places, restaurants, this and that. Yeah, that's like 95% plus of all women out there who want to go out and want the guy to foot the bill. I mean, we all know them, the brokies, the ones who don't have any money, or I should say, the ones in their 50s, the ones who already used up all their money from their divorce settlement and are looking for their new retirement plan. They want to be the Granny Gone Wild one more time. Anyway, that's the first class, the vast majority of them. And the second class is the ones who date with intention. Now, it could be said that the ones who date for intention are probably the ones that are looking for the retirement plan, so it kind of ties in with the first one. Well, these grannies have figured out that, I'm almost priced out of the market. I need to settle down now to get that next retirement check. Well, at least they realize that part. What they don't realize is, hey, granny, you were priced out of the market about 10, 15 years ago. But the sweet thing is that this granny says that she falls into the second category, and that's why she kept talking about, she's a homebody, she only goes on a date if somebody is going to add value to her life. That's code speak for who's going to be my next retirement plan. Who's the blue pill beta simp who's going to take this aged roast beef and pay full price for it? Hold up, Granny. You're saying that you don't use the dating apps anymore because you had an experience 12 years ago as a guy who stalked you? All right, sure. We'll take that at face value. You got stalked, all right? And then basically having an FWB was cool because your son was living at home. But now that your son is gone, you want to find true love. Now, in your 50s, you want to find true love? Oh, you're a special kind of overly cracked taco there, aren't you, honey? Now, the funny thing is that she said that she's willing to date up to 65, but she doesn't.
Okay. I'll be right back. Yeah.
You might just feel she's not
We're
decent.
past hell.
Let's just be honest about it. It
I
sounds
mean,
like
we already went past Satan and saying like, where are you going? You're home now.
Woman in her 20s any kind of advice. I don't care if you're. If I was going to give a woman in her 20s any kind of advice, I don't care if you're in your. If I was going to give a woman in her 20s any. If I was going to give a woman in her 20s any kind of advice, I don't care if you're in your early advice. I don't care if you're in your early. If I was going to give a woman in her 20s any kind of advice, I don't care if you're in your early 20s, I don't care if you're in your last 6 months of your 20s, is to figure out who the fuck you are and live for yourself. And while doing that, figure out who you like, what don't you like, your non-negotiables, not just for relationships, not just for friendships, but also within yourself. What are you willing to compromise in? What are you not willing to compromise in? What will you never settle for a day in your life? What are your absolutely nots? What are your absolutely yeses? You should be dating. You should date them all until you find the right one. I don't recommend getting married before you're 25. And I'm not saying fuck everybody, because somebody in this is going to be like, you're not. I'm telling you to have proper pussy management. Have proper pussy management. But figure out who the hell you are. You're going to fall in love. You're going to fall out in love. You're going to make mistakes behind the wrong person, whether it's a guy or a girl. You're going to do those things. It's a good thing, because then you get to your 30s and you can make definitive decisions on your life because you know who the hell you are. Figure out what you want to do in your career, and your career doesn't have to be forever. Give yourself a 5-year or 10-year plan. And if you do it, you get to the finish line and you realize you don't like it, do something else. But the last fucking thing you should be doing in your 20s is settling for a partner. And I don't care if it's a man or a woman, or a they or a them. You should not be settling in a relationship simply because you don't know what comes next. Because the more you find yourself, the more your world opens up. The more you find yourself, the less likely you are to be 35 years old with nothing to fucking say. And to have a victim fucking mentality, because you've lived this entire time reminiscing on parts of yourself, or what you thought your world could look like, or you thought your world or should have been like, when you could have been making a beautiful life for yourself.
So let me get this straight. She claimed, okay, she's not talking about getting ran through in your 20s. So you're going to explore all these different men and not have no bedroom fun in the process? Stop it. It's just black women keeping black women single. The more men you date, the more people you date, the less likely you will ever stay in one relationship. So this is horrible advice. It really is. Don't listen to her. Listen to me, ladies, if you're here. Settle down early. You're not missing anything out on the streets. And she even mentioned something about, oh, you're going to regret what your life could have been. That's going to be the case no matter what. No matter what path you take in life, you can always say, well, what if I would have did something different? It's just a stupid, silly. It's just a silly way of looking at life.
At this point, ladies, just stay busy. Just stay busy, stay unreachable, and stay untouchable, because these men really don't like us. They don't like us. They lying, they pretending, they emotionally unavailable, they emotionally avoidant. They don't want to really give no time. They too scared to get attached, or they got other people waiting, or they waiting on somebody else. Stay busy, stay unavailable. Focus on you.
Yep. Not shocking. Just another chocolate sister lost in the sauce. Her moves are dictated by fear and lack, and just a bunch of bad experiences from her past with Pookie and Ray Ray. She's only going to get worse as she ages. That's the sad part of it all.
third of all, or second of all, thing I'm gonna do. Second of all, third of all, or second of all, wherever we at, I can't be with a man that's not intentional about me. And being intentional about me means that you don't have to text me every single day and ask me what I'm doing. Being intentional about me is making a plan. Don't keep where you at, what you doing, hey baby girl. That's bullshit. I don't, that turns into just stop. I don't want to hear that. Hit me up and be like, baby, this weekend I want to see you. This weekend I want to spend time with you. Tonight I want to hold you. Baby, I'm gonna need you to tell me what you want, because I'm not a mind reader, and I ain't used to dealing with men that want me to read their mind. I'm used to being in situationships or relationships with men that know what they want and don't have a problem with asking for it. These new, young, or even old men, y'all are tripping. Keep asking somebody what they doing. What? Come give me something to do. Why are you keep asking me what I'm doing? Why is the new thing to keep asking what somebody is doing? If you want me, I should be doing you. You should be doing me. It shouldn't be what I'm doing. You need to, y'all gotta stop being intentional. I asked the dude not too long ago, we met, very, very attractive older guy. And I said, you know, what do you want to do with me? And guess what he said? I mean, I don't really know. I said, well, then we don't need to do nothing, baby, because I'm gonna need you to be intentional with me. I'm not just anything. I don't just have time to sit in your face and be pretty. I don't got time to just spray my perfume and put my makeup on to just, or no makeup at all. I don't have time to just sit with you just to make you feel good. This shit gotta be real. And if it's real, it need to be intentional. And if it's intentional, that means that we're having a good time. But if it's not any of that, way back.
Linnell. Look, I can tell you're a ridiculous. Look, I can tell you're. Look, I can tell you're a ridiculous human being by the haircut, the glasses, the earrings, the still leading with boobs at this advanced age, the ghetto nails. Look, you ain't worth that type of effort no more. And the market is telling you that. And of course, the guy you was talking about, oh, he was fine. Of course he was fine. You still chasing Mr. Point 5 at 55. And he ain't coming with that type of energy he would have came with maybe when you was 20. So just let it go, grandma, and get some hobbies. They know what they want to do with you. Hit some old skins and keep it pushing. And if you don't want that, just leave men alone and have them leave you alone.
Whenever I'm just never gonna have no man. Whenever I'm just never gonna have no man, y'all, and I know why. I know exactly why. Because like a nigga literally has to come around and treat me better than I treat myself, and I just don't even know if that's possible. Like I may quite literally be asking for the impossible. So yeah, even though like I was already okay with just being single because I just think niggas is dumb. And I don't really be having no respect for them as it is. But it's like, yeah, I'm just...
Okay, let's start here. Yeah. Let's start here. Stay away from any black woman. Stay away from any chocolate sister who refer to men as niggas. That's the black flag deal breaker right there. And then she talking about you got to treat me better than I treat myself. That's stupid. It's just stupid. Do you want a companion or not? I mean, yeah, if you treat yourself so good, why even be on the internet talking about this stuff? Just go live your great life where you treat yourself so good in your Toyota Corolla or whatever you're in.
He's mad at me because I said Niggas mad at me because I said I ain't going 50-50. They talking about, okay, well then go 100% by yourself. Who gonna take out your trash? My cleaners. Who gonna fix your car? My mechanic. Who gonna mow the lawn? The little young man that I'm about to pay $40 to cut it. Fuck you thought. Why y'all think shit can't get done without y'all? Baby, it's 2025. We could go get a little robot to do that shit for us these days.
Why are you so undesirable? You can't attract and maintain a man that you would want and value and who would pay 100% of the bills. That's the question. And you still need a man, whether you pay a man to do it or not. That's pathetic that a woman who looks fairly attractive can't attract and maintain a man to cut her grass and do X, Y, and Z and take the garbage out. You're a loser, man. You're a loser.
To stop trying really want men to stop trying to sleep with me. Please, being lusted after is like one of the ickiest feelings ever. And I get it. Trust me, I do get it. But do it in a group chat with your homeboys, not in my messages. I don't want to know about all the things you want to do to me. I don't. I'm a great friend, though. Great friend. Personable, charitable, funny. I think I'm like gut-busting funny. Hilarious. You know? Great conversationalist, great listener, creatively fertile, spontaneous. You don't have to see me naked to be inspired by me. And that's the beautiful thing.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this right now. Apparently, the guys you're interacting with aren't seeing those great qualities. Maybe because they're not there. I mean, you're saying all these things, but why don't anybody recognize those things? Or why aren't you attracting the guys who would be interested in exploring those things? And this TikTok was also a subtle flex that, oh, all these guys want to do me. Please stop trying to do me. I'm so hot. I can't take all this attention. She loves every second of it. She'd rather keep getting this lustful attention and not get any attention at all. I know that for a fact.
And sometimes we gotta admit to ourselves, we not these men tight. And sometimes we gotta admit to ourselves, we not these men tight. We just was an easy target. Keep a tight lid on that cookie jar and see how long they stick around. Get serious with them. I'm practicing celibacy, right? I need to figure out, do you love me as a person? Do you love me aside from my body? A lot of times we be these people body type. They sexualizing us as soon as they see us, right? That's just a man's instinct. They instantly sexualizing us, right? A lot of them do that off the body alone. A lot of them don't, they can look past your face. A lot of them literally can look past your face card and they later will go to resent you for it. They don't even like you. They sexualize your body type. They don't like your personality. They saw your body type and fantasized about a porn situation and imagined your body type on a dummy. He likes your body type, but not your personality. You're too strong-willed. He wanted a weak body. And no, I'm not one of them. And sometimes we...
No, ma'am, no. It's not about being weak. It's about being feminine. But a lot of chocolate sisters see femininity as a weakness. I ain't no soft ass bitch. Like, you acting like a man. Acting like a woman, an actual woman, doesn't mean you weak. Doesn't mean you're weak. And you trying to act tough doesn't make you strong. You talking with bass in your voice and cussing don't make you strong. You're not just strong-willed. It's not about being strong-willed. You're unlikable. Yeah, it's not about being strong-willed. You're just an unlikable human. So yeah, he doesn't like your personality. And why should anybody like your personality? You're clearly a bitch. Masculine assholes, man.
gotta admit to ourselves, we not these. They sexualize your body type. They don't like your personality. They saw your body type and fantasized about a porn situation and imagined your body type on a dummy. He likes your body type, but not your personality. You're too strong-willed. He wanted a weak body. That's it. He liked you, he saw you, he fantasized about getting in your pants, but he don't actually like you. Sometimes they can have love for you, but they don't love you. They can have love for you, but they are not in love with you. A lot of them are jealous of you. Sometimes they get with women and they like our aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? They see a baddie. You don't realize what it costs to be a baddie. 9 times out of 10, them women hustlers. The whole baddie aesthetic, when did that start popping up? With the influx of hairstylists, nail techs, business owners. They don't like that. That's intimidating. Again, they...
Okay. Let's say all that stuff is true. What are you gonna do differently to get better results if that's true? Are you willing to soften up? Are you willing to turn down your ambition? How bad do you want a guy? I mean, clearly you can tell that she's the type to compete with a guy. Any woman who say men are jealous of me are in competition with men. To even have that mindset. To even have that mindset.
saw you, they don't like that. That's intimidating. Again, they saw you, they sexualized you. They went, boom, that's a baddie. I like that. I like how she keep herself up. But he don't like you for what you have to do to obtain baddie status. In order to obtain baddie status, you had to be a hustler. He's not, and he resents you for it. He don't like you. He don't...
Now let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Men don't like you. Stop projecting that on your viewers. Really. And why are you attracting men who aren't doing way better than you where you wouldn't have to worry about them being jealous of you? You ever ask yourself that? Because the men who are on your level, so to speak, aren't attracted to women like you. And to be clear, no, hey, no, I wouldn't say it to her face because I would be fearful that she would pull out the blicky on me and take my life. That's how masculine she is. So no, I wouldn't say it to her face.
I cannot be the only woman that gets. I cannot be the only woman that. Y'all. I cannot be the only woman that gets really offended when men from my past try to regain access to me. Like, what makes you really think that, like, I will be like, yeah, you could come back over here, especially if the basis of us ending was because of something you did to me that rubbed me the wrong way or just wasn't in my favor, and I just removed myself completely. Why do you think I'm gonna wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, let me let you back in my door? That's such an insult. Like, your feet are in front of you for a reason. I'm not backtracking on no man that I had before in the past. Let's wrap that up. It was cool. Wish you the best. That's it. That's all. I'm not in the business of rekindling relationships, especially with a man. No.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So do you date women? I mean, who else would you backtrack on? A woman? I mean, the ring in her nose kind of tells me that wouldn't be far fetched. But I'm gonna tell you this: you're only getting older, toots. So the quality of man you're gonna attract is only gonna keep going down. So maybe you do need to circle back. Just a consideration. But no, fellas never circle back on women. A lot of women need to circle back on men, but fellas never circle back on women. She either did you dirty and you left her for a good reason, or she left you and wasn't loyal. Either way, don't go back.
That's why I said for the rest of this year, it's no date. That's why I said for the rest of this year, it's no date November, no date December. I'm letting y'all know. 9 times out of 10. That's why I said for the rest of this year, it's no date November, no date December.
See, and I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. When black women say they're funny, that's what they mean. No date November, no date December. That's their definition of gut busting comedy. So let's watch that again and keep that in mind. Because I'm sure she tells people she is so funny. And this is what she's talking about.
I'm letting y'all. That's why I said for the rest of this year, it's no date November, no date December. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I done been out to eat. I'm out to eat it down to the ground. Didn't like I said, y'all take a girl out to eat, get a little meal deal, and y'all want to rape a bitch at the end of the night off of a drink, off of a happy hour special, off of an entree. Nope. I'll go out with my friends. I know ain't nobody gonna want no coochie at the end of the night anyway. And they probably gonna pay. Hey, and at this point, they might have a little trinket for me. I don't know, a flower or something. I don't know. That's why I said.
I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. Well, actually, I don't hate to say it. It's true. Most chocolate sisters in America are complete clowns. Complete clowns. They too busy trying to be either tough or be quote unquote funny. And femininity completely goes out of the window. They too busy either trying to be gangster or a comedian. They don't give a fuck about being feminine. Look, she only mad when the corny dudes who actually still take her out on dates want to hit. She's letting Pookies hit without a date. She just don't want the inconvenience of having to get rid of the corny nice guy after the expensive date.
Their type. If when you start saying men need to leave women alone that are not their type. Men need to leave women alone that are not their type. If you know you are a man that idolizes light-skinned women, why the hell are you talking to a brown-skinned, dark-skinned woman? I don't understand. If you know that you prefer slim fit women, that you prefer women that work out, that are in the gym, that are healthy and got their lives together, why are you talking to somebody that's thick? Like, I be so annoyed and triggered by men that will deal with women as placeholders or just out of convenience or whatever the case may be, when they know that deep down they have a preference of something else. If you know that, like, when you wear makeup, if you know that a woman wears makeup but you don't like makeup, then just only talk to women that don't put the shit on at all, because you're going to keep triggering a woman over and over. As much as you mention that you don't like makeup, but that woman is getting up every day and doing her makeup because she likes it. I don't think that women should stop doing what they're doing and what they like to do in hopes of the acceptance of a fucking man. Like,
who hurt you, ma'am? Who hurt you? Look, I agree with her. But here's the thing. Dudes are still going to talk to a chick just to clap cheeks. So yeah, dudes are going to talk to chubby chicks even though they like fit chicks, because they still want some mouth and buns. Yeah, they're going to talk to chicks who wear makeup even though they don't like makeup because they want some mouth and buns. You see what I'm saying? You should understand that by now. But look, she's right though, fellas. Raise the standards, because these women aren't even worth having, 2-month flings with. Chest tattoo should give it away that she's not worth effing with on any level.
But you better not. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
I saw a tweet that said it's okay to struggle, but you better not be struggling with no man next to you. And amen. Amen. Why are you suffering and you're struggling? And there's a man that is resting on the side. If a man is laying next to you, girl, he need to be taking that burden. He need to be taking that burden off your back.
This is comedy. Hey, I'm gonna say it again. This is chocolate sister comedy. This is what they view as comedy. These little facial expressions and jerking her neck and doing this stuff with her hands, that's gut busting comedy to her. She tells all the guys she meets she's hilarious. Check out my TikTok. I'm so funny. But yeah, they see men as wallets, especially chocolate sisters these days. Men are strictly just wallets and bulletproof vest for them. Pay for my bills and you better be able to fuck a nigga up at the club if I talk shit and start something. That's all they care about. Some good D, pay my bills and fuck a nigga up for me when I need to sick you on somebody.
You better not be laying there suffering and struggling and bills not paid and there's a man laying on the side of you. No, not gonna work. Not gonna happen. That's not to say, relationships don't have season where you both are trying to figure things out. But not you. I'm struggling and you over there resting and chilling and ain't nothing bothering you. Baby, my worries is your worries. Shoot. I saw a tweet that said it's okay to struggle, but you better not be struggling with no.
I cannot deal at this big age. I'm going through a breakup and everybody's taking me as a joke. We've been broke up for 24 hours and look, I gotta look at our picture. Oh, turn it away. I can't breathe. Oh. At this big age, I cannot deal with a man that's lustful. A man who dates multiple women, he thinks it's okay. Having sex with multiple women, he thinks it's okay. No, at this big age, we're not doing it. Like, I don't know, is it a thing, it's a trend, I don't know. I'm just not having it. It's not gonna fly with me because you're a grown man. If you in your 30s and you still want to have sex with multiple different women, let's just do a little math real quick. So usually men start having sex when they're like 14. So from 14 to like 30, you got over 15 years. Over 15 years of you having sex and you still want to have sex with multiple different people. You got a lust on your back, baby. You have a demon on your back, and I don't want no part of that. I need y'all to understand when y'all dealing with men that still have lustfulness in them, because a man who's lustful will never be faithful to you. He will never commit to you, and he will take you through some things because he's fighting something. He's fighting something, and y'all gotta understand, lust is something that's deep. Like, lust is deep, baby, and when a man is fighting lust, he gonna keep on dealing with multiple different women because he haven't got past that. So yeah, I just don't deal with those type of men at all.
A lie. That's a lie, and you know it. You do deal with those type of men. Those are the only men you want to deal with. And you know what I always say, when women get on the internet and talk about men, they're only talking about the top 0.5 to 5% of men. Men who get laid. Because she's like, oh, you've been getting laid so much from 14 to 30. No. Top 5 to 10% men been getting laid so much from 14 to 40 or whatever. But those are the only men you want. So you're going to keep dealing with them. You're going to put up with whatever they put you through because you don't want nothing to do with a man outside of the top 10%. So I call cap.
A lot of people may not know this. A lot of people may not know this or may not tell you this, but men know. They know. They know when you are desperate for love. They know when you are just desperate, when you are operating from a desperate place. They know. And I don't think enough people give them credit for knowing. Whether they know that they know or not, they know. So the true key is to really love yourself. Like, love yourself for real. Have your own hobbies, have your own life, have your own interests, and don't be so consumed with wanting to be in a relationship. A man is probably the easiest thing to get. A good man is a hard part, but just any man is easy. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you, they know. Do with that what you will. A lot of
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying, but I'm assuming it was something to cope with the fact that she can't attract and maintain the type of men she want. Keyword maintain. I mean, yeah, all these chicks can get a guy, even a good guy. But maintaining a man, whether it's because she don't want to stay with the good guy or she can't lock down the bad guy, they just can't keep a man to save their lives. And nothing she said in this video is gonna offset that. All right, I'll be right back. We're gonna go over some snow monies and then I'm out. Getting surprisingly tired. Oh.
She went past hell.
Let's just be honest about it. It
She's
sounds like
retarded. Went past Satan and saying like, where are you going? You're home now.
Let's do it.
Constantly asks yourself, if you are a woman that constantly asks yourself, why do I only attract emotionally unavailable men? This one is for you. But Aubrey, what are your credentials? I used to be one of those women. Shit, I still am. Let me explain to you why. I know people are always quick to say, like, you attract whatever you are. And while to some degree that is very true, I need you to understand that it's not always a reflection of what you are lacking. It's a reflection of what you offer someone. When you lead with empathy, depth, emotional safety, you are naturally going to attract people who crave that, even if they can't reciprocate it. Your energy is going to feel safe to someone who's never experienced safety before. I think the bigger issue is that instead of seeing that as a red flag, a lot of you see it as potential. Think of it like this. If you are someone who has put in the work to heal internally from any past trauma that you've experienced in this life, you are like the warmth of summer, okay? And people who have spent their entire life in winter crave the warmth of summer. Your warmth will start to feel like home to someone who has lived in emotional winter their entire life. The catch is that safety attracts both people that are willing and capable of receiving it, and then also people who are starving and unable to hold it. And this is why discernment is so important and comes into play, because you have to be able to decipher between the two of those things. So stop focusing on the pattern being that you're attracting the wrong person. It's that you're entertaining them for far longer than you should because you see the potential in them rather than who they are right in this moment. A lot of the times we see people's walls, but we also see their potential. So if you're leading with this compassionate nature, it's easy to confuse, I can help with, we can grow together. Emotional availability isn't measured by your willingness to understand someone. It's measured by their capacity to be able to meet you where you're at. So stop telling yourself you attract the wrong people. You're always going to attract the wrong people if you're a good person. The bigger...
Okay, I can't let her continue. I just can't let her continue, y'all. So this whole video was her just telling women, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not attracting bad people because you're a bad person. You just see the potential in people. That's bullshit. Because you don't see the potential in a 5'8" man who make 30K. Who don't look good in the face. You don't, like, you see what I'm saying? You knew who these guys were when you first met them, and that's what attracted you to them. The edge and all that. You knew they were toxic, and that's what you're attracted to. It's not that you just saw their potential. So this was just a bunch of horse to avoid accountability and not do the work that actually would attract and maintain a halfway decent guy. Typical.
6 months ago. I got divorced 6 months ago as a 32-year-old, and let's talk about it. I haven't really been talking about it much. I've had a couple TikToks here and there, but I've been pretty decently private about it. But I've had a lot of people message me recently saying like how my page has helped them because they know that I've gone through a divorce. They see how I've come out better on the other side. I've had people message me that I don't know, people that message me that I do know. But what I do remember is when I was thinking about getting divorced, I would literally search divorced on TikTok and find any women or anyone who would talk about it so I could try to relate and figure out what I wanted to do. Like, it's my turn to do. This video helps one person, that's all that matters. Who would talk about it, so...
Okay, I had to stop it. Yeah, I had to stop it. Imagine getting advice on if you should get a divorce or not. One of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make by a bunch of TikTok chicks. Like, seriously, think about that for a minute. You're thinking about getting a divorce and you're going to seek counsel from TikTok. That tells us everything we need to know about this woman.
I could try to relate and figure out what I wanted to do. So now I kind of feel like it's my turn to do. This video helps one person. That's all that matters to me because I remember that feeling when I was going through or thinking about going through a divorce and just feeling lost, lonely. I chose not to like tell anyone about it. It was a decision I wanted to make on my own. I didn't want outsiders' opinions besides apparently TikTok. I guess I didn't want outsiders' opinions of people that I knew. That is something I have learned, I don't know, maybe when I was in my younger 20s, that if I go and ask other people for advice, I just don't make the right decision for myself. So that is kind of why I decided to have the journey being alone and making that decision. I also was not in any danger or any like abusive type of relationship. So it's like I could make that decision on my own. If you are going through an abusive, toxic relationship, I highly suggest reaching out to people.
So, okay, let me just say this. If you weren't in any type of abusive relationship and he didn't cheat or anything, the answer is you should have stayed with your motherfucking husband. And the grass isn't greener. But you're not smart enough to know that, so never mind. Let's just move on. I can't take anymore.
To people. And that is coming from someone who has been through that.
Just a reminder for everybody, I am so sick and tired. Just a reminder for everybody this morning, okay? There is nothing you can do to fuck something up that is meant for you. If something is meant for you, it will literally never leave. It will always come back, okay? So there's no need to hold on. You can act the way you want to act. That's actually how you become detached, by the way, is you just kind of operate at this level of, well, if it's meant for me, it'll never leave. So I'm going to act however the fuck I want to act. It's an energy, okay? It's not you withdrawing yourself from things that you want. It's not you withdrawing yourself from things that you want to involve yourself in. It's an energy of authenticity and being like, I'm going to act the way I want to act. And if that draws things in, then it's meant for me. And if it draws people out or opportunities out, then they were never meant for me in the first place. There is nothing you can do to fuck up something that is meant for you, okay? I don't know who needs to hear that, but just FYI.
Okay. So basically, I can be a complete train wreck in every aspect of my life. And if I start seeing the negative consequences of being a complete train wreck and a horrible person, look, it just wasn't meant to be. Like whatever I lost, you know what I mean? Or whatever part of my life got messed up from my actions, hey, it just wasn't meant to be. It's not that I did anything wrong. It just wasn't in God's divine plan for that thing to work out. That's absurd on so many different levels. And I don't got the time or the crayons to break it down to people like this, as Better Bachelor would say. And I just don't have the time or patience to break it down to numbskulls like this.
Seven boundaries I put in place when I was single that helped me stop accepting the bare minimum in my relationships and my dating experiences. This was big for me because it changed the game of dating and the quality of conversations I was having, the quality of dates. So let's get into it. 1, I stopped accepting hot and cold behavior. If I was unsure, it was a no. If it wasn't a hell yes, it was a hell no. I had to have consistent communication. I'm not talking every hour of every day, but every day. That helped me feel safe. It helped me feel like a priority. And it also helped us to actually get to know each other, because how do you get to know somebody if you're not talking to them often? Their actions and words had to align. You can say all the pretty things, but if you're not doing it, if you're not showing up, it's going to be a no for me. I was not settling for surface level connections. I wanted to get into the deep stuff. If you want to get to know me, ask me about myself, not just what I do for work, but like ask me the tough questions and I'll do the same in return. I would not stay in a situation where my emotions were dismissed or ignored. I have been called too sensitive many times in my life growing up. If I got even a hint of that, nope. Let's talk about it. Let's fix it together. We're not just going to be like, it wasn't a big deal. No. And I told myself I would never again stay in a relationship where conflict is pushed under the rug or ignored or just unresolved. Nope. We're going to talk about it right then and there. We're going to work on it together and figure out how we can come out stronger, how we can make sure that this never happens again. And if not, wasn't the one for me. 7.
Oh my gosh. Look. I'm just going to put it like this. If a woman can't figure out dating by 22, 23, there's probably going to be a revolving door of men for the rest of her life. And look, if people always tell you you're too sensitive, maybe you're too freaking sensitive. That could be a true thing since you keep hearing it. But look, I wish you the best, hon. I do. But if I had to give any advice to young women on TikTok, don't take advice from young women on TikTok.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Strong women do not intimidate real men. They expose the men who are pretending to be one. A strong woman wants a man who's grounded, confident, doesn't crumble when life applies a little pressure, because she's already fought through storms you couldn't even understand. She's not looking for another child in a grown man's body. And when she has boundaries, that's not attitude. That's called her self-respect. You know, leadership from a male isn't about being louder. It's not. It's about being secure enough not to compete with the person standing next to you. You can't lead if you're threatened by her strength, okay? She doesn't need you to fix her. She needs you to meet her. And if that feels like pressure, it's because she's not shrinking herself to make you comfortable. She's inviting you to rise where she's at. So when I'm like, man, and I see this, calls her too much. What he really means is she's made him look at the parts of himself he's been avoiding. And you can't avoid a mirror, my friend. And I'll tell you, if that offends some people, great, because I'm going to tell you, she's not the problem. Your insecurity is.
Oh boy, We got another pander bear here. So yeah, if the woman you're dating is a ball breaking boss babe, then hey man, she's not the problem. It's you. You need to rise to the occasion and be a real man and be attracted to a ball breaking boss babe. Or you're just a weak little wimp, man. You're not gonna shame men into liking masculine women. Point blank, period. That's all I need to say about that one.
Your most attractive friends are single. Yep. Here's why. I know you know. I know you're thinking of that one friend, like that one Becky that you're like, she's hot as fuck, but she literally has never had a boyfriend. Yeah, here's why. The boys, the men, the Jimmy, the John, the James are all afraid of getting their ego hurt, okay? Men go for who they can, and women go for who they want. And when you go for someone that you want, not knowing if they want you back, sometimes you get rejected. But because men are so scared of getting their ego hurt, they won't go for someone that they think will say no to them or will reject them. Because God forbid, Jimmy John Jr. has to get rejected. How is he gonna explain that to his friends? He thinks he's Mucho Man. Girls don't just go for what they can. They have standards and they don't just go for, you know, the bottom of the barrel, but men settle, and that's the truth. Your most attractive friends are single.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This hot little Becky you're talking about, your friend who never had a boyfriend, she's had some dong though. So the guys who are giving her dong did go for her in a sense, and they just gave her D and kept it moving. So this whole thing about she never had a boyfriend because men aren't going for her, no, she's having interactions with men. They just don't want a relationship with her. But nice try. Nice try.
Soul, who is all, I truly think the most successful. And sometimes you just gotta understand, if you're a real ass person, genuine soul, who is also hot as fuck and has their head on their shoulders, you are going to scare the shit out of a lot of people, okay? And especially for women, you're gonna scare the shit out of a lot of guys. But the thing is, some of them are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, I want her, and they want the idea of you, but when it comes down to you actually being a person with real feelings and, you know, you being you and actually demanding needs and respect, they run away. They're like, oh, fuck, like, she's not playing. And they know deep down that they're not built to actually hold you. Okay, so the person...
It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me that this woman thinks she's hot as F. And it's also crazy to me the mental gymnastics they will do to avoid accepting the fact that they're just too much and not likable to be with. They'll come up with all these other theories other than just accepting I'm not likable. Maybe I should change some things about myself. This is crazy.
Built to actually hold you. Okay, so the person who ran away, that's not your person. Let them run, let them fumble, okay, but that's just life. All right, I don't know who needs to fucking hear this, but I know I did back in the day. But yeah, guys, just keep moving, keep being you. Like, you're gonna attract so many different people in your life, but not everybody's meant to stay, okay?
Are you fucking serious, ho? like his...
You know, sometimes we get
The
so
more work
wrapped
you
up
do on
in
yourself,
how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
Here's the thing.
The more work you do on yourself, the harder dating is going to become.
Here's the thing.
The more work you do on yourself, the harder dating is going to become. And the reason being is because you're no longer accepting people's low effort bullshit. You're setting boundaries and saying, no, thank you, that doesn't work for me. And that means you're going to meet plenty of fucking people who aren't doing the same. You're going to meet people that are going to gaslight you, deflect onto you, tell you that you're the fucking problem, that you're being too dramatic, you're being too sensitive, all because you tell them no. You're going to have people that are going to act like fucking children, and that's going to be a moment where you go, good thing I saw this, thank you so much, not interested. And the reason it becomes harder to date after you've started to do the healing work is because, one, you're grieving a lot of the shit you used to accept. Especially the parts of you that used to accept that low effort bullshit that some of these people are trying to fucking get away with. And
Here's the thing.
the more
Okay, I'm just I'm gonna just say this. Don't take life advice from a woman who's clearly over 50 and she has to cuss every 3 seconds. That's not somebody you need to take life advice from. It just isn't. And I'm gonna say this: once most woes are broken, there is no fixing them. No matter how many life coaching gurus they watch on TikTok. Just stay away from women who need to seek out dating advice on TikTok anyway. Just avoid these train wreck women, please, at all cost.
You want to know the type of woman that men never really get over? It's not the one who cried or begged or blew up his phone. It's the woman who left without a word. She didn't have a meltdown. She didn't send a warning. She didn't have any essay length type text messages out to him. That girl was just gone. Because when you're chasing him and you're calling him with the breakdowns, he's sitting there thinking, yes, great, she's hooked. I got her. She loves me. I'm the best. That's comfort to him. That's his little cushy comfort zone. But when you go quiet, when you don't even explain why you're done, because you're so done, that's what shakes that man to the core. Because silence, this is what it says: I am not fighting for space in your life anymore. And that's the moment that he realizes, wow, I think it's actually over. Because girl, Maserati doesn't advertise. Why? Because value doesn't beg to be noticed. It's simply.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you genuinely was over it and didn't care about what he thought anymore, you wouldn't need to hear this about how, oh, he's going to start caring now that you just left. You shouldn't care if he starts caring now. You shouldn't care if he has an epiphany like, oh, I really messed up a good thing. When you're really done, you genuinely don't give a F anymore. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose. If you're trying to ghost just so he can realize the error in his ways, just so he can realize the errors in his ways and come get you back or something, it just defeats the whole purpose.
I don't need a man to buy me flowers, but I won't date a man that doesn't. I don't need a man to pay my bills, but I won't date someone that doesn't bring something to the table. I don't need a man to open the doors for me, but I won't date a man who doesn't respect me enough to do it. I don't need a man to provide for me, but I am not going to date a man who has no drive, no ambition, and no plan. See, this is where people get it twisted. Independence doesn't mean I'll accept less. It means the opposite. Because I can do it all alone, my standards are higher. I know my worth. I know what partnership looks like. It's not about money. It's about effort, and it's about consistency. It's about showing up like a grown man who knows what he wants. I won't shrink to keep you comfortable, and I won't settle to keep the peace. I won't carry a relationship all by myself. So if you think she's too independent, she doesn't need me, you're right. I don't need you, but I want a man who wants to match me. I want a man who values what I bring. I want a man who sees me as his equal and still chooses to spoil me anyway. Because being capable doesn't mean I'm hard.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. The woman who made this is completely unbearable. And by the time a woman has this speech, she would be a horrible person to be She would be a horrible person to be in a relationship with. See me as an equal, but still spoil me. You're talking out of two sides of your mouth. I want to be a strong, independent woman, but hold the door and pay the bills. It don't work that way. And it don't matter how many catchy speeches you come up with. Men aren't attracted to your type, especially the type of man that you want. And you know what's funny? She's not gonna respect the guy that meets all this. That's the funny part of it all. What up, Ranger?
So you're getting divorced. Welcome to the series that's going to help get you through it, one real talk at a time. Here's the deal. Once you realize it's over, whether you ask for the divorce or whether your partner asks for the divorce, you are going to be hit with like shock, grief, sadness, what feels like just the most horrible depression ever. And I want you to know that's totally normal. I also want you to know that we don't get to skip that part. Life does get really good after divorce, as it does, but you don't get to skip the hard parts. So I want you to have hope. I want you to believe that better is out there for you. I also want you to allow yourself to feel. If that means you need to sit in a fetal position in the corner of your bathroom floor and cry for a few hours, then I want you to do that because there's no getting around it. This sucks. And I'm so sorry that you have to go through it. But I do know you'll come out better on the other side. I do know that the divorce process is easier if you give yourself grace and compassion and lead with curiosity about how and why this happened and do the healing work to make sure you don't repeat patterns that you had in that marriage. Anyway, I love you. That's the message today. It's going to get better, but you do not get to skip the hard parts. You just don't. But I love you. I love you.
I don't have anything to say to that. I just don't. It just sounds like a bunch of girly fluff stuff. Far from real talk. I'll just say that. I mean, I'm sure she said something good in there. I really wasn't paying attention, but it's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry in the corner. Is this really helping people? Look, if it is, God bless them.
The glow up that will make him blow up. Welcome to day 1 of the glow up that will make your ex blow up. There has never been a time that I've left a relationship and not gotten hotter. So proof is in the pudding. Okay, for the next 5 days, I'm going to give you 1 tip a day so that you can glow up and be your best self. And today is day 1. Let's talk about mirror work. If you are not familiar with mirror work is when you literally look into the mirror and speak positive words of affirmation about yourself. And if you're sitting there thinking, this girl is off her rocker, I promise you I'm not, and it works. Here are some examples of things to say when you're looking in the mirror. You can do this while you're brushing your teeth, while you're brushing your hair, while you're washing your face, whatever you choose to do. But you need to be looking directly at yourself in a mirror. I am the most magnetic person in any room that I go into. I am the most beautiful person that I know. I glow from the inside out. I am so beautiful, everyone is looking at me. Some variation of this, whatever.
Okay, look, I don't think your ex gives a damn. Look, I don't think anybody should try to glow up just to make their ex jealous. That's what this sounds like this is about. I mean, in words of affirmation doesn't make what you're saying true. I mean, it might make you feel good temporarily, but when the world's not giving you the results of your affirmations, it just falls all apart.
Sometimes it's not about leaving a bad person. It's just about leaving a relationship that doesn't feel good anymore. There are a lot of valid reasons to walk away from a good guy. And none of them make you a shitty person. Maybe you feel like roommates and you're just coexisting and not really connecting with each other. You've become the caretaker in the relationship and you feel more like a mom than a partner, constantly managing the household, the emotions, the everything. Maybe you lost respect for him because he stopped showing up as an equal. Or maybe you just don't align anymore. Like you don't have the same goals or the same values. Maybe you've been doing the emotional heavy lifting for so long, you're just fucking exhausted. The version of you who chose him just isn't who you are anymore. Leaving him, it doesn't mean that he's got to be some monster. You're just listening to your truth. You're just being honest with yourself to choose yourself.
AKA, she's fucking somebody else. I don't even need to go into any more detail. That's AKA, I'm fucking somebody else. Good night, folks. Join the new channel. It's called Dating Dysfunctions. Link at the top of the chat. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play an asshole on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life, ever.